Oi, oi. Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Welcome to an early Flatterday. In fact, it's a Friday Flatterday. Everything sounds all right, and I'm not going glitchy or anything. Double flat thumbs to infinity thrice. Hiya, guys. Buckle in. Kansas is a bye-bye. I can guarantee you, by the end of this post, you won't be the same person you were when you started this post. I'm sorry, but it's got to be done. And I can't sleep and sit on this sort of information. It just can't do it. I'm very, very sorry. Okay. So, help. Shit. Some things, Martin, some things I cannot, like, unfind. Guys, buckle in, okay? And I do apologize, like, because this is by far the creepiest and, you know, just, oh my shits video that I've ever produced. So we're going to talk about a few things. You may think on close inspection of the video title that it might be a bit outlandish, but not when I show you what I have found and cover it all with you tonight. It's going to blow your heads off. So what we're going to look into now, firstly, I just want to state that in Flat Earth British think tanks thinking, the true nature of consciousness is definitely something we want to find out about. Okay, and what it is, this place is, and what we're exactly doing here. The whole thing seems to be a bit of a mystery. Now, some of the mystery may or may not be unraveled here tonight on this post. So I want to welcome 100 odd of you just showed up. Happy vibes to you all. Hope you have a fantastic visit here. It is going to be strange, but we will have some humorous stuff later. Okay. So what we're going to be looking at is this. Can the human brain exist outside of the body? Well, it appears that it can for some time. Now, have you ever wondered, I've mentioned this once or twice, why they want to bury you 6 foot down? Ever wondered? Well, I know. You're not going to like this, guys. I just want to state here for prosperity and history purposes, I hope I drown at sea, because I'm not letting them measly motherfuckers get hold of my body. I'm not having it, okay? And all of this weird Christian dominated fucking patria stuff that they got planned, I'm not having fucking none of it. So they want to come up with some new stuff, because I'm not doing any of that. So I want to talk about a little bit of what happens to the human body post-mortem. Okay, you're not going to be too happy about that, guys, especially when you see or hear about what happens to all your bits and stuff after your brown bread. Now, all is mind in this place, guys. All is mind. I can prove this to you, sort of. Close your eyes. Oh, it's all gone, isn't it? It's back again. You opened your eyes. All is actually mind. There's a few different versions of how you know, consciousness is perceived, the projection reality, the played on the screen in the back of your mind reality. It matters not. It matters not that if you are unconscious, your reality stops playing. If you have a heart attack and your pump stops, or you're switched off, if you like, your consciousness stops playing. Or does it? Maybe a few surprises in this for you guys. A little bit of an uncomfortable truth or two. Later on, we're going to look into some of the weird, really weird fuckery that they're coming up with just lately. I'm not talking about 10 stupid fucks on the IFS, because I'm not even going to look at that. It's too absurd for my brain. I'm not doing that. Later on, to cheer myself up and cheer us all up, I'm going to rip into a prize cunt who is Professor Dave, because he plays on my mind a little bit. Okay, he's my favorite torture fantasy, is Professor Dave. We're going to have a little go at him later. I'm going to show you something about his measly channel with all their millions of subs and supported by YouTube every time he comes out and talks shit about flat earthers, which I'm not too happy about. Later on, we're going to look into London Pneumatic trains, the second oldest railway underground in the world, which had a fully functional pneumatic system for a very short period of time, and then it was taken out. all of the stuff that's happened this week. It's been a busy week. There's a party last night for the moderators, a Flat Earth British, which is fantastic. I was over at Ripple Effect earlier in the week. That was a fantastic thing. I'm going to talk about a few different mind concepts along the way. We have happy images. We're going to talk about willies later. Willies. We might talk about my willy, but we're going to talk about willies generally. We'll get there later. Don't be alarmed. Not yet. Not yet. It's too early in the vlog to be concerned. Okay. Save that for later. Save your concern for later. Okay. We've got a lot in this post, guys. Okay, images and stacks, and I will take you through as long as I can carry on going. And then I will scoot out. But let's get this done. Let's give you a few of you shouts. The obligatory Flat Earth British Flatterday welcoming. So Brian, I seen you there in Hippie Shake's fantastic chat. There she is. Link that up. She had an amazing party. I can sing, apparently. Yeah, I'm really good at it, apparently. Alpha Billy, check the video out. You'll see. Good to see my brother Bobby. And there she is, Holistic Media. It's on her channel last night. A party for the mods. We may have more of that epicness. Who even knows? It was a good feeling to it all. 4 Jacks. And probably the first moderator party in YouTube history. Yes, it was. Dave, good to see you. Canada Demi, good to see you. Messa, good to see you. Ed and Adia, good to see you, lovely. Michael and Larry and Three Fingers, good to see you, mate. Knuckles, who's Dave. Corinne, are you lovely? Thanks for membershiping. And Michelle and Jen and Mark and Alex, who's Pushkin, and Esley and Alva Billy and G-Man and Fiona. Ooh, looks juicy. Talk about organs donations, Matt. Yeah, guess what? They take it all off. Yeah, I'm not having none of this. When you find out, guys, yeah, you ain't going to be wanting to play this. You're going to be like, I don't think I want to go to hospital and anything happened, because they're going to do all that to you, which they will, and you won't like any of it. And there was a thing out about 2 years ago where I was supposed to fill in a form to retract on the event of death that they would take all your organs, my organs, which they wouldn't want anyway, because basically, if you put my organs into any other human being, they would be very, very high for quite some time. So they'd be no good. But yeah, they want to carnage you. And what are they doing with all of the organs? Are they giving them away to organ donors? Because there's a big, massive list of organ donors and they're all fucking waiting. I appreciate that the blood group's got a match, but I'm telling you now, guys, there's a fuck ton of donors waiting for donations of organs. Okay. Yeah, every single human being must be millions, all have their organs removed. And there's some weird specifics about some of the organs we'll go into a little bit later, but the organ that we're going to talk about is the most important, I think, and that can exist and still fully function: the mind, the brain, without the function of the human heart, keeping it going. And that's in the official narrative. And what little we know of consciousness and piecing this together, it stinks. And it's the biggest fuckery that I've come across yet. Oh my God, if this is true. Fuck. Anyway, I'm going to get into it, okay, guys? Good to see you perfectly full impacted. DJ, good to see you, lovely, and everybody else. Buckling, okay? Spread the good vibes. We're going to have a good laugh later. There's loads to think about. I'm not sure if that we would be compatible, Angela, actually. I'm not sure if you need a kidney. Okay, if we're the same blood group, I got two. Got two. We'll sort you out. Flat British is on a roll, okay? I did loads of good things yesterday. I was like, Mother Teresa only without being the biggest, human trafficker in history. The imaginary Mother Teresa that done good things that never really existed. Damn right. That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, Opie, Pinky, and Brian. Okay, there's been loads of films to support the ideas which I'm talking about now. There's one that came out in the 80s, which blew my head off when I seen it, called Brain Dead. And the scientists in there, the main explanation for consciousness was that the mind produces reality. The mind produces consciousness. All in this place is mind. And all is energy, and energy cannot be killed. And the mind is, it's almost as if all of this, this human frame of all the other organs and all that, everything there is just to keep that going. It's all about your brain. Bullet in the brain, gone. And there's no blood in the brain. And it's the densest of organs as well. It's these really, really dense stuff like heart materials. You know, it's, we're going to just get into it. Okay, guys. So buckle in. Please share this out. 244 of you on a Monday night on the 14th of October, 2022. Or so they say. Are you Valerie, lovely? Good to see you. Okay. Right, buckle in, guys. Buckle in. Okay, then. The human Brian, as we call it on Flat Earth British, it's caused some confusion, but it's brain spelt wrong and it's more fun. Okay? If you're wondering. So we can start here. Human Brian. I've been a big believer of the elasticity of the brain. The more you use your brain, the more these synapses keep firing and rerouting new neural pathways. And the more you use your brain and the more you use your cognitive abilities, the more it fires and the more your brain will come on. But I witnessed dementia. Like you wouldn't even believe. Like the worst dementia you could even imagine. It's just a healthy, intelligent person reduced to not knowing anything really. A second childhood was the most pitiable thing. So I think what's going on with this sinister little thing that I've come up across here now is definitely linked in with this Alzheimer's and all of this dementia and all of it. It's all to do with this, as I will explain. So they like to put things in jars in medical experiments. This has been going on for the longest time. These are freaks. I don't know. They've nothing to do with the human brain, but they are freaks. They put things in human jars. Sorry, I don't know how that slipped in there. It must have been a mistake. The human Brian. Okay, may as well just chuck it away. You don't need it. Okay, some people we're looking to later haven't even got the human Brian. Okay, they haven't got a brain. Some people don't need a brain, apparently. It's a sinister old thing. So there it is, firing away. You can see this on scans, and I've had a brain scan myself many years ago. When I go, it's a long story, don't worry. And the whole thing's firing electrical activity from, who even knows? The sperm is and the backbone evolve or grow into the full brain and the full backbone. I think it's the same thing, creature, and it looks very alien-like, like the film Alien. There is a torus field, and it's two hemispheres. Now, this is the problem, isn't it, with the human mind, is the two hemispheres. And I've just discovered in the last 2 days, and you can look into this for yourself. Apparently, scientifically, there is no difference between the human male and female mind, brain. It's identical. It's a little bit smaller, but it's essentially it's an identical thing, which I found really interesting. The thing is double hemisphered, so it's two torus fields. It's electromagnetic. It's all of this place is electric, and our brain is electric. Our friends electric. There they are. And there's us. So what is our reality, and what is the thing about our brain, and why are we looking like these bioorganic organisms? And why all of this fuss about getting us 6 foot under and taking out our organs, going off to God knows where, which reminds me of when they were, when you're born, they take a blood sample from your ankle, a little speck of blood, and they put it in a brown envelope, and not hermetically sealed. And then off it goes to wherever, Vatican. Who even knows is some of the ideas of where this blood goes. So it's like we've got, no sovereignty to this realm if they're doing this shit, guys. This is not just fucking with us when we're alive. This is fucking with us when we're dead. No, I do appreciate that we are the energy and the power in here, okay? And this place is ours. But if they are trying to bypass consciousness to the extent that they're doing this to us post-mortem, then something really should be fucking addressed. And I mean that, guys. When you see what I fucking uncovered, why are they burying a 6 foot fucking end? That is the sickest, cruelest thing that I think I've ever come across. Because it concerns every single human being here, regardless of who they are. So there it is, and the computer 3D generated image of our synapses firing. Strange things happen with the mind under stress conditions. All is minds, and they're programmed minds, brainwashed minds. There's something in that saying, guys, brainwashed. Think about it. How can it be brainwashed exactly? And psychedelics have an impact on the human mind, and lots of substances in this realm have an impact on the mind and alter your state of consciousness. And remember, if you get knocked out, you lose consciousness. A white light flashes in your mind and you're out. It's blackness. It's gone. You're gone. You're not here. Could this be our true reality? Just like on the Matrix, when he's in a pod, could we, post-mortem, be conned into we're living a reality when really we are there in a jar, post-mortem, with memories, with dreams of other memories and deja vu and things you can't place, and none of it's making any sense, and we're all trying to make out all of these twisting of timelines, mandalas, all of the rest of this fuckery that makes no sense whatsoever, would make sense if it was playing in there, just like the jellyfish that we talk about, who has no sight or sound and vision. It just floats aimlessly, just like this. And if you put it down to a simulation idea, that would work also. So there it is. I posted about the human brain before being two hemispheres, the two opposing toruses, just like everything else in this place is in the human brain. And all is magnetic, as I explained 100 times. But the synapses can be increased through activity of the brain. They do everything they can to shrink us, to retard it, and using chemicals and neurotransmitting drugs that are in foods like aspartame, which con your mind. So in antiquity, they had quite good knowledge on the brain. I've been looking into, early autopsy, as you know, guys, and these diagrams of nerve systems and the spinal column, and very reminiscent to the film Predator, when he rips out the human brain and it's attached still to the spinal column, where all the nerves and the spine itself. And homunculus, we've looked into these for years now. These tiny people are apparently alchemically bred as little as 240, 50 years ago in the alchemical period. Little human beings with super duper intelligence, but these are in some sort of jar, a star in a jar. Here's some apparent freaks of nature. There's an entire museum here devoted to things that have required being put in a jar. Bit like, Rasputin's penis. That's in a gherkin jar, apparently, in the Penis Museum of Amsterdam. So, freaky, I know. So they collect animals, Bryans, and they put them in jars or flasks. You can see goats, Brian. And there's a lot of differences. And there's some changes to the human brain, especially with the situation of the hippocampus, apparently, maybe a Mandela effect. And these two hemispheres seem to be exhibited in the animals as well. So if they got an argument between their psyche and their conscious and subconscious mind, have they got someone fucking with them 24/7? No, I don't know, though. You get some evil dogs, don't you? And some evil animals. I can't even tell. And is the clue of the information being given from God to Adam on the Sistine Chapel roof of Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel roof painting is all thought to be the pineal gland and the all-seeing eye, but it is indeed overlaid with a side slice of the human mind. And I had this made for me years ago by Team Foil Hat. And it was for you to use your brain. Use your brain. I did post it once. Cruise. Could this be the clue? The High of Horus? Well, everything they're telling us. I know the pineal gland is another eye and emits light and is much, much more than what they're telling us, which is why they try to calcify our pineal glands using fluoridated products, fluoride in the water. But I'm thinking, that the clue is with the Eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye. And look at this detail of the human brain attached to what must be the most complicated bit of wiring anywhere. More complicated even than the IFS. Mind-blowing, to think. And also looks like the leaves of a tree or the branches of a tree or, so many things in nature look like the human mind. We're all very closely connected to, to nature. Our lungs, alveoli, these ribbons that you see there look like the human mind as well. So our vision, we don't understand perspective. We've been trying to tell people all about it. And how we perceive this reality that we see. And if you look at a tree, the actual image of the tree, and then the eye sees it, and then the eye sees this, and it turns it around in the brain, and then we see this. So, everything is actually, even via our sight, it is all from our minds, the brain, almost as if all of our organs and all of it is just to run this unbelievable computer that is the top of our heads, protected by our skull. So the brain and the spinal cord, a sperm cell is identical, really. I think it's too much of a coincidence. I think this is it. I think the whole brain and the spinal column is what is in sperm inserted, and that's the end of it. And then you got, human being, which is really, really, really interesting to me, I think. So the electromagnetic waves and the head areas and their polarity, and two hemispheres, the left and the right, and the torus field that is going around them is a thing. Completely electrical devices we are, even though we're bioorganic. So I watched a film only yesterday, blew my head off, and I was talking about all this, and then this comes up, and I was like, whoa! It was called Brain Dead. And this guy is perceiving a completely different consciousness. He doesn't realize it's any different. He doesn't know he's in that chair. And he's having parts of his mind stimulated with a medical appendage sort of thing. And they have this guy actually thinks that he's in reality, but really he's a head in a jar and his face is peeled to there, but he still thinks he's in reality because, how would you know? And they're a power source because they're electric. Why would you waste it? Films, Steve Martin. Yeah, you may remember the bit in The Man with Two Brains where he sees that incredibly large-breasted New York woman, and he's like, ka-ching! His eyes bug out like mask, and then she goes, "Hiya, how you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So that's for that buzz. But yeah, still. You may remember that. That's the only bit of the film that I actually remember, apart from sitting in the boat in Central Park talking to the brain, which he was in love with, and she was in love with him because she was a woman brain. But anyway, that's too many details. Interesting little basement he's in there, don't you think? The Man with Two Brains, Steve Martin. God love her. And this, what if they kept the eyes attached to the brain post-mortem, and the brain is, as I'm going to show you, even in the official narrative, is still active. They do stuff to the mind to close it down because it doesn't, guys. Think about that. Other contemporary bullshit that will show you it is The Simpsons. And The Simpsons are written by people in MIT to basically socially engineer and tip people off predictive programming and stuff. And one thing they do have is world leaders in jazz in heads, plus Spock and basically Star Trek people. Shatner, 90, going up in a rocket with Bezos, haven't got any dementia or anything going on, looks proper young. Fucking dead. He's head in a jar, that's an actor. And world leaders, George Bush and Bill Clinton, not really alive. They are fully heads in jazz and leading the world by heads in jazz. So what do they remove from us when we apparently pop off? And you've signed a thing or you're not signed a thing, and they're going to do this to you. So they remove your heart because apparently it's really, really thick and it doesn't burn very well if you're going to get cremated. 2 lungs, your pancreas, your liver, 2 kidneys. So what do they remove altogether? Now, this is what I'm not feeling. Okay, so they remove all of the throat stuff. So it's tongue, it's lungs, it's heart, it's tartaria, it's the liver, your liver, your stomach, your pancreas, which includes your kidneys and your bowels, your bladder, and wait for it, your reproductive organs. What? Even I know I'm going to be dead and not using it or anything, but leave a fucking thing there. Yeah, don't be doing fucking making me a Cindy doll post-mortem. Guys, we got to do something about this. They're going to come for your willies, guys, and your bits. How are you feeling right now? Hmm? Yeah, we can't be doing this. We can't be doing this. Okay. Now, this is not going to be very nice. I'm sorry about all this, guys. I really, really am. The human Brian doesn't die after death, guys. Doesn't die after death, guys. They make it happen. So apparently on death, even in the official narrative, you get the one last big surge of brainwaves, right? And what it means is, now, wait for it, humans who wake for an extremely brief period after death. You wake up after death. And they studied it in rats, and apparently there's this big spike where basically our brain is just functioning, but our body, our heart has stopped. None of the organs that kept it going before or did all of that cognitive stuff, which is no longer needed because you're unconscious or clinically dead, what they would call. And people who have afterlife experiences or major heart attacks and die for a brief period, they all state that they experience moments of incredible clear perception. Now, you probably know that if you were in a flight or fight scenario upon death, then your body would release high amounts of ayahuasca, DMT. So this is a brain stem test from donated brains. It's an oscilloscope scan of brain activity post-mortem, guys. Okay. So anyway, once you shuffle off this mortal coil, why did they fucking say that? So anyway, so what happens to your brain? Well, they'll give you all the organs away, or they all go to little labs and stuff, and they share it all out. Or apparently you go and save someone's life. They don't tell you about that. But anyway, if you're donating your organs, the first step of any clinician is to take or check away your brain stem activity. Tests include shining lights in your eyes, placing tubes down your windpipe in order to see if the brain creates any natural bodily response. There are also a lot of scanning tests. I bet they don't bother with them too much, not post-mortem. Okay. So they do a test to make sure your brain is not dead post-mortem, which it's not. It's fucking active. I tell you what they do. I'll show you now. Brain removal for brains undergoing a post-mortem. Oh dear, oh dear. So they do an incision in the back of the neck, right? And they take a little bit out. But what I didn't like about this bit, right, is the tissues they take from the human mind can be kept alive in small batches. They're taking bits of human life and they're keeping your brain, bits of it, alive, even though the whole thing is alive. And how do they get rid of the, basically the electrical activity is, I'll show you now. So yeah, they send it off to science, okay, and basically neuropathologists take it apart. So all of them millions and millions and millions and millions of brains are all stacked up somewhere, guys, yeah? They inject your Brian with formaldehyde at funerals to stop electrical activities. The last thing you want is Aunt Bessie sitting up in the coffin and going, fuck me, I just had the trippiest dream, guys. And then look around and find out she's in her funeral. Can you see how that could go down? So they inject your brain or your Brian with formaldehyde as well as your body. Now, there's a bit in here to my stomach when I actually read it. This bit. Ever wondered why you get buried 6 foot down? Remember the Brian. This is the sick part of it. The brain, the electrical activity carries on going. You're still thinking. Now, decomposition of the human brain takes longer. If you're being cremated, your brain, like the rest of your body, will burn and become ash. Usually your entire body is gone within 90 minutes. Stop. That's bullshit. It took my mother the entire night till morning for her ashes to be fucking cremated. It took the entire night. That's bullshit. However, if you're going to be buried, it will decompose in the soil. And there will be some interesting variants as to how fast this actually happens, depending on when and how you were buried. Wait for it. Bodies buried have been embalmed, but their rate of decomposition depends on how close to the surface and to water they are. If you've been buried shallowly, within 2 feet of the surface, like no one on Earth, your entire body will decompose and become a skeleton within 18 months and 3 years. This is actually illegal. Law dictates that you have to be buried at least 6 foot down in the ground. That's in case the decomposition process is far slower. Oh, isn't that nice of them? So the brain takes yonks to decompose when you're 6 foot down, but really, really quick on surface. Okay. Particularly because the coughing and the small amount of air in heavy soil would impede decomposition. Lovely. Without coughing, the brain and body will degenerate in 10 years. So you'll be laying there in your coffin 10 years and knowing everything that's going on. This is probably why the mort cages were, and the bells, coffins in Victorian era were actually. This is all to do with the power cells, the antiquidad, the whole thing. Anyway, they're motherfuckers. I can't even believe that they lay us 6 foot down so that our brain that doesn't lose cognitive abilities takes longer to decompose. It's like the sickest thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Some people don't need a brain at all. People with hydrocephalus have no brain, just water in their heads, and they're not like high intellects or anything. There's a kid here, 6-year-old, defies the odds, born with less than 2% brain. No brain kid here. In the case of Professor Dave, he hasn't got no brain whatsoever, and Vsauce, he also has no brain whatsoever and has no cognitive abilities like other human beings. So you don't really need the brain according to this. You can just run a life without it. They're taking our brain, and what are they doing with it post-mortem, guys? Let me come back for a second. Let me come back. So yeah, no Willie chop you offy, no brain takey wakey, okay, and no 6 foot under wonder. All sounds very fucked up. My brain will know all of this is going on. My brain activity doesn't die. We live forever. Your Brian lives forever. So we could be. No, I'm going to talk about Professor Dave in a minute, GeoShifter. He's getting really on my wick now. The way he talked to Dave Weiss is affected me for like lifetimes. He's not a real professor, no, and he gets given a script. We all watch Russian vids. We know this guy's fucking utter shillery. We're going to fucking talk about him now in a shitty channel. Maybe you'll come over. Maybe you'll come over and give me a good talking to. Because we're really stupid, aren't we, as flat earthers? Shari, Martin, Jill Dillinger, good to see you. Isabella. GP Alchemist, so what do you think about all of that then? What are you thinking about now? You're thinking like, holy fuck, I don't want my knob chopped off. I don't want my sexual stuff removed. And our brain doesn't actually stop. I would be prepared to say that it doesn't stop at all. That they're making it stop. And that put in a 6 foot under so that it takes so much longer to, decompose. It's very, very sinister. And it's so then MO, isn't it? And it's all part of this whole story. God, how fucking much fuckery this is. More cages, yeah. What, to keep vampires and fucking werewolves at bay in the 1800s? Never rung true with me, Dave, mate. I always thought there was something else fucking going on, but wow. So they wake up and they fucking want to claw their way out, man. If that don't chill you to the core, nothing fucking will. And that's not even a horror film. That's the official. Can you imagine what you don't know and what they don't tell us? These guys in the hospital, this is fucking death factory. My mother knew even before she went into one. She told me straight. She said, these places are temples of doom. They kill people in them. What do you think they do? Make them well? I was like, well, I don't even actually know. Yes, they kill people. They did it to her. They did it to a couple of members of my family, actually. But it's the post-mortem thing as well. That is, you know, they fuck with us in life, and doing that in death is just like, what the fuck, guys? Really, really, really? Is that what we got to do? Nah. And all part of this religion thing cut in with it as well. So some evil fucking black magic done on you as well in the transition to a fucking torturous, I know what's going on in a fucking box 6 foot under fucking thing. Don't sound too good to me, guys. Fuck. Anyway, pneumatic trains, they should have come out before steam trains for a new subject. I'm going to talk about Willies a little bit later. It's an important subject that should be addressed. Okay. Okay. Now, excuse me. Pneumatic trains were out in London way before the steam train. And in America, they've been out too. And they were, oh, sorry, my breath just went. Super duper early on as well. They had these, you know, atmospheric transport is what it was called. Atmospheric transport system, trains pushed along by pneumatic air purposes. Like them tubes used to have in department stores when you were kids. I'll link this up as soon as I basically get off this vlog. But London's lost pneumatic railway, the world's second oldest underground. I think London was the oldest. I did think that it was oldest. So the narrative goes that basically they invented this before steam trains, and it is basically atmospheric air propulsion. Apparently, it says here that the principle of air propulsion was first recorded by the hero Alexandra in his pneumatics and 2nd century BC. Apparently, they talk about pneumatics that early on. Maybe I should check out some of my cursters. Initial experiments with atmospheric railways. There's some pictures coming up as early as 1820s to 1840s. So to my recollection, that's just like 8 years after Stephenson's rocket that blew up anyway. They're doing what? Air propulsion with like shuttles that are super futuristic. I put it to you, this is the transport that they were using, and this is just the end of that era, not the fucking beginning. Pneumatics supplement and electric telegraph, okay, as well. 34 miles it covered. Installed Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Liverpool, Newcastle, Paris, Berlin, and New York also had such systems. London Pneumatic Dispatch Company formed, and they were doing mail, etc., underground. And prototypes and trials, they tried this one out here on Battersea Fields, pneumatic dispatch railway testing, and it was just a long chirrup, and they had mail bags in it, but they did people as well. And that was prototype testing there, 1861 there, at Vauxhall Works, which is just fields then by the river, Vauxhall Bridge there. First operational pneumatic railway run, and it wasn't the whole of London, it was just a part of it, and that was opened, first operational 1863. They had pneumatic trains. And then after that, they get rid of it all because basically they're going to have big old stinky steam trains with big old stinky coal when they had air transport. And you know, when you're standing on a tube station in London, the air blows down, doesn't it, before the tube hits you? And you think, well, why didn't they use that cool air to shift plate? Well, they bloody did. They had a subterranean pneumatic railway. But as you can say, they're using it for mail bags. That one's from, well, not far at all. Just a couple of districts of London. And the second pneumatic railway system was a bit more advanced later on. Old Alban, there's a map of it from there to there, from the post office. And it was just delivering mail. But they did people in a bit later in these shuttles. There's a photograph there of this pneumatic system. So there was one I read about going from New York City to the north of New York State. I think it maybe was going to Buffalo with accounts and stuff from department stores in New York City, like Macy's and stuff, which is like in the 1800s. everything's gone pneumatic. And then they turn it, you know, like free energy, pneumatic transport, and then they turn it all off, and then all you got then is fucking, excuse me, fossil fuels, which is all bullshit and a psyop anyway, as you know. Or many of you will know. So I will link this up as soon as I get off. Interesting to think that they went backwards in so many technologies. Has anyone, you know, noticed how incredibly fucked the place is just lately? I can't even tell you. I'm not going to either, really, because it's been too much stuff that's happened over the last 2 days. Well, yesterday was a really good day. I had lots and lots of animal interaction. Those dogs, cats, pigeons, squirrels, bunny rabbits. Yeah, it was like Zippity fucking Doodah yesterday. It was bloody brilliant. I loved it. Looks like they're digging that out there, doesn't it? Rather than this tube here before it's clean. And it looks like it's built already. It looks like there's all just mud in here and rocks, and they're just pulling it out. Doesn't look like they're actually laying it at all. Rediscovered a pneumatic dispatch railway, and that was rediscovered 1895. And there's British workmen in these little small tubes. I don't think they could get humans through them, but it is interesting to think that they were using them. And to what extent and how big, you know, did these go? It was that all that way, albeit in little tubes. Gas builds up demise. Yeah, well, it lasted only a brief time anyway. Leaks and water in the tunnels. That's the bullshit of it all. But I bet they got like high-tech fucking pneumatics, say, in Dubai right now or something. I'll leave that up. I can link that as soon as I finish the show. Now, I'm going to... You ready? You all still there? Good, don't go anywhere. It's 434 of you watching. Please, could you actually share this? Hi, Auntie Suso. Could you share this show out? Yeah? Could you please? Okay, then. Now we're going to talk about a very interesting subject that should be addressed, okay? It doesn't have to be addressed, but it is fun after all of that weird shit. Is Willies. Willies, okay? Now, calm down. Don't get alarmed. It'll all be okay. It's only YouTube. Now I'm going to show you a picture of my willy. You ready? You ready? Well, my willy, if it was actually a tap. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare willies to taps. So ladies, you may want to play this game. You know, some of your exes, your husbands or whatever. We can compare them. Or gentlemen, you can play this game too. Compare yourself to the garden tap. Okay. Now, the reason I'm doing this is quite simple. It's to basically, you will never be able to touch a garden tap in your garden ever again without remembering this moment and thinking about, yeah, what it could mean. Okay. When you turn that tap handle. This is my tap. Okay. I've chosen this for myself. It's shiny gold. Okay. So some of you in chat may know. And it's got a little shiny little bell end as well, which I really like. That's a nice style of tap appendage. Now let's go through some garden taps. Gentlemen, you may recognize yourself here. Ladies, you may recognize an X or two here. Nice the way it points down like that. That might have a really good sort of reach. Hidden parts. Oh, right. The old dripper. Yeah, this guy, he's going on a bit. He's got a bit rusty. Yeah, but he's still got a bit of, like, you know, spunk left in him. He's got a little bit of a drip on him. I'm sorry, that is a bit rude, admittedly. But, you know, life is. Ooh, a fancy tap. It's a fancy tap, boy. Yeah, you're going to get them. A little bit poo on you. Sorry. There I am again. I'm the best one. Made in China. Sorry. Oh, this is an interesting one. Yeah. Nice turning handle. Hangs down low. Fixes nicely to the wall. Yeah. I hope you haven't got a garden tap like that. Gentlemen, any of you, that garden tap? Ladies, do you know, have you ever seen a garden tap like that? Oh, yeah. This one's a full flower. Yeah. Not too young. Not too old. Yeah. You know, see, been around. And he's a full flower. It's a full flower. It's good news. It's good news for a lot of people in this round, actually. Ooh, this willy, okay, is slow. It's a slow willy, okay. Nice. Sorry. Oh, that's disgusting. That is fucking disgusting. That is really, I'm sorry about that, guys. So this really, that's being compared to a tap. It's got that real thing going on. Sorry about that. Sorry. You may get that out of your minds eventually. I doubt it ever. Okay. This one's got a bit of a drip on as well. Okay. That one's a really sticky outie as well. That would notice in public. This one's got a bollock. Only the one. But yeah, that's nice sticky out. That's a sticky out, Willie. That's a sticky out, Willie. Okay. Made in Taiwan, as you can see. Yeah. Don't force it. Don't force it, guys. That would be wrong. So yeah, food for thought, historical purposes. First person in YouTube history that's compared penises, including his own, just be on the safe side, to the garden tap. Okay, and your mind is now tainted. You can't touch your garden tap without thinking about mine or other penises. It's your own fault. You shouldn't have watched this vlog. Anyway, bring it all on yourselves. Let's have a look at some colour photographs of Victoriana. I've been wondering about why this little tiny side street. I can't get really a car up there because they're not invented yet. Just about a car, but they made all that effort to do these little paviers and pavement. A lot of vandalism in the Victorian era. I didn't actually think that. And this is the slums, and they are in Amsterdam, and they were apparently knocked down in the 1920s. But everyone looks really all right. But you could get a really decent. Well, no, actually, I don't think it was legal there then. Antwerp, a city I know and love. You can see Antwerp's church from many, many miles away because the earth is proper flat level. So yeah, it's the docks I love, and it doesn't look exactly like that anymore, thanks to the Luftwaffe sorting all that out, all the aesthetics. Right, here's some people. This is how you lived. Not you personally, but some of us in our head in the jar realities lived in a lovely little place like this. Oh, that's a gutter, But that could have joined my my comparison. That's pretty good. Them also. What? I'm having fun, even if you're not. Anyway, this is in France, obviously. Let's see what old French people are doing on their cobbles. What do you reckon they are? Okay. It's a nice lamppost, I get that. But what is in case you ram raid it? What is... So lamppost, you've got two concrete things maybe around it and then a big iron thing around it. What would that be for? So in case a horse and cat dents your lamppost, all that for a lamppost. This is some special kind of post. That's for sure. It's a special post. But it's mud-flooded world. So there's a flower girl there. What's she selling? Flowers? Maybe? Yes, it's a flower girl. So it's very nice. Something to do with syndicates. Yeah, beautiful old world in HD colour photography brought back to life. This is the first black policeman in London, in Brixton, in 1967. Never had one before then. So I bet that was fucking wicked. Now, fucking completely different. But 1967 in Britain was a fucked up place. There's that Amsterdam slum again. Let's have a look at this. Why so much litter? And what kind of litter is it? 20 fag packets, kebab cans. What exactly? So yeah, hang your wash, it looks all right. It doesn't look any different to where, I live. You see. So World War II, thanks to Luftwaffe, this boy has got any book he wants. And he's in his little book heaven. There's a map there. That'd be interesting. I'd look at that. So yeah, you can just go in, waltz in, and take what book he wants, because the Luftwaffe have bombed the bookstore in London. Here, the eyes of a cold, calculated psychopath killed so many people, warmongering bastard, hated in most people in World War II. He looks like a bulldog, doesn't he? Does he look like he's got a trusting face? No. Why would you have him for British Prime Minister? Them eyes are cold, psychopathic killer's eyes, aren't they? He's killed loads of people. He killed loads of people when he was in the Boer War. He killed them people in the Sydney Street siege, burnt them alive in front of everybody. Fucking psychopath. And then declared war on Germany for no good fucking reason. Wanker. Except for, like, you know, the people, they probably had a different idea about it all. When the Russians are going to come and bomb Helsinki, yeah, so they got to go in the public bunkers so they don't watch what's going on in the fuckery upstairs. She's like, I hope they don't bomb my house, in a Helsinki accent. Leipzig Museum, full of antiquity. Got a bomb hit it, but, you know, overall, most of the antiquity looks like it's not splattered. So the Americans had free range, and the British and the French on all of the goodies, didn't they? I wonder what they had exactly. But even if they took it all home and left it in Germany, all of the treasures, who even knows? So here's the French of the 1800s having pastis, getting blind drunk. Everyone's fantastically turned out. You don't seem to get any, like, I don't know, scruffy people in them eras. So this is obviously a little person. This is a normal sized person. And this guy's about 8 foot tall. A lot more giants back then. If you've seen that guy walking down your high street, certainly bloody notice. I knew once a giant, a Dutch kid, when I was at sea. And he was embarrassed about it. It was awful. Because people kept staring at him. And he was massive. 7'8", something like that. 7 foot. Anyway, Bohemian beer in America land. Okay. In the 1800s. So they liked to check beer in Maryland. Can't fault it. Czechoslovakian beer is the best, man. They've got a beautiful horse, that is. Your beautiful horse. Hope they don't work you too hard when they're not psychos. You look like your kid for anyway. So yeah, you didn't have like telly in your room back in the past. Okay, 1930s. Yeah, they brought it to your house. The Mouse Kadia Ray and Ray. So we have Mickey Mouse basically, with what looks like a ray gun. So yeah, they pulled in your street with a cinema. Everyone dive out. I quite like it. I think it's really good. Yeah, unless you don't like your neighbours. So, in fact, we're moving on. Right, Professor Dave, what a cunt. Dave, you're a twat. Yeah, 2.8 million bought fucking subscribers, Dave. Your channel is shit. Okay, I'm battering you. You're a wanker. What are you? What are you? As Santos would say, go and look in the mirror, look in your eyes, because that's what fucking stupid looks like, Dave. Okay? Professor. Professor of what? Stupid fuckingology. Hmm? So he posts like all the time, apparently, but he gets like for 2.2 fucking million subscribers, he only gets like 6,000 fucking views on his poxy video. Yeah, I'm doubling his views. He's a wanker. But then if he says anything about flat Earth, oh, it's 11 fucking million. Like, look, all his videos are shit. He don't get nothing, okay? It's just like he's getting, like, if he's got like a couple of thousand subs or something, yeah, Professor. They're 2.8 million bought subscribers, guys, because there's no fucking way. 2.8 million people should have been notified that he made a video. Where are they? His best video of that month, 20,000, they're talking shit to this kid. He goes on about flat Earth. They push him through. That should tell you something. If you don't think the Earth's fucking flat, you got to think, well, why are YouTube just doing this fuckery with this stupid fuck? Yeah, look. So it goes to from, look, 13, 8,000, 10,000. And then he talks about flat Earth and it's 288 fucking thousand, guys. What's that telling you? They open the floodgates. YouTube wants people to see this. When he's slagging off flat Earth, he gets mega views. Otherwise, he gets shit all. The guy is fucking shit. He's given a script. You don't know what he's saying. He repeats stuff we heard fucking 7 years ago. That is just, it's so childish and ridiculous to listen to that none of the flat earthers can even lower themselves to listen to his stupid shit. 2.1 million views. When he apparently humiliates Dave Weiss, when all of us with any intelligence, all we see is you humiliating yourself. Because anyone with an ego like you, such a dipshit, only humiliates yourself. And Dave had great dignity and he was a fucking true gentleman, showing everybody how fucking awesome the flat earthers really are. You're the pussy. Yeah. If I was you, Dave, I would fucking top myself. Yeah. I couldn't even live with being the level of pussy that you fucking are. And you bought your subs because YouTube push you when you slate us. That should tell everybody everything they want to know about whether the earth's flat or fucking not. So you're doing us a favor and not your fucking self and your ego, dick. So there you are. There's my little rant over. I feel much better now. I've been brewing up to that for so fucking long. But guys, haven't anyone looked at this? This is complete fuckery on a biblical level, guys. They only push him when he's slating flat earth. And then he's just like normal fucking stuff. Yeah? Or pharmaceutical, he gets a little bit more, but they push that through anyway because he's one of their golden boys, isn't it? Fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting people doing that. And that's Sean fucking supporting him with all of that dishing, laughing like a fucking seal. Like he ain't got he's got millions of subs. How the fuck has he got millions of subs when he just talks shit? He's like, he's the biggest suckhole in the history of fucking suckholes, guys. Yeah? Brown nose even isn't the word for him. He's got a permanent round fucking tide mark on his nose from how many fucking asses he sniffs. This guy, yeah. God, I hope these people hear. Anyway, moving on. Wankers. So anyway, dun, 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 dun. Coming soon, climate change lockdowns. So this is really fucked up shit. They're sort of threatening now that, like the COVID thing was bullshit. So basically what they're doing was they was testing everyone for the future lockdowns, the real ones, because their weather's going to go to shit and they're practicing like climate lockdowns. Weird sort of stuff they're going to bring out with it. Ban on red meat. Only certain people allowed to have fuel. And basically, if you're poor, you're going to have to freeze to fucking death. If you've got middle class, well, we'll give you a little bit of fuel. If you're rich, we're going to give you a lot. The weirdest thing about this is this. Anyone against such measures could be labeled a climate denier who stands against progress or simply a domestic terrorist. Okay, so they're just fucking nuts and evil. So they are putting that out there. Maybe we'll try some shit like that. The weather's gone to shit, guys. It was October yesterday. It was beautiful. It was hot in October. First time in my life. It's just the weather's doing one. Something is afoot, and they are the natural cycle of this place, the reset cycle. They are marketing as it's something to do with humans and it's all to do with us. And we found this out when we locked you all away for 2 years and everything changed and got better. And now it's all gone to shit again. It's all you. They want to blame us. And it's natural. But they'll earn loads of money off of the CC 33 climate change, don't you know, agenda, guys? Because it's another cash cow, isn't it? And more restrictions and more slavery. The film Metropolis is coming ever closer. Fritz Lang's Metropolis is coming ever closer. Talking of Fritz Lang's Metropolis, let's have a look at some pictures and images of the day and the weird world we got to put ourselves through. I feel much better after doing that. Fucking hell. Got that off my chest. Fuck. About time too, actually. Needed saying. Nobody's mentioned it before. Wanker. What do you think of that, Geo Shifter, my brother? I know. Sanction City, Lee. Fucking wanker. I know. I love burning gasoline in my 4960 UMac. Anyway, I'll come and have a chat with you all in a minute. Let's have a look at some pictures for a minute. All hail Geo. All hail Geo. Love you, brother. So, since it's an ass, this is actually sirens calling you to your watery doom. Fuck yeah. I'm in. I'd be saying, yeah, I'm in. Eat my brain, I'd say. So them fuckers don't get over it. Yeah? Protect the sacred penis. Talking to penises. This is what happens nowadays. This is their weird agenda, okay? So let's have a look at where they're going with this. So this guy, I'm not sure how he lives with himself. His ancestors must be turning in their fucking graves looking at him. So some guy in the arts and crafts fashion department's like, oh, I know what we'll do. What will we do? Oh, we're going to sew a massive penis on the front of the women's clothes. Oh, that's a good idea. So let's hope they don't introduce them for children at any time, guys. Okay? Maybe they'll turn up in like You know, they're all wearing them camel toes. It's not a great jump of the imagination to think that they might go with that next, guys. I'm too innocent for this realm. Can't take it. Please help me, God. Trees as well. They got problems. This tree's like, well, I'm fucking joining them. Yeah, the whole realm's. This is the fucking problem. The whole realm's gone gay. Okay, and the trees are joining them. So watch when you walk down the road in case a tree grabs your ass. This is in Milan, and it's that beautiful old church. But this is a lovely little photograph. We're going to mix it up with a bit of history, mud floodage, bit of the past, bit of time traveling, with a bit of that's glass plate one, by the way. You can see it's glass plate photograph of old Milan. This is high up. What a little antiquitech device this is what you know. I'm not sure if they're lights or wires coming down. There's one there, and there's one there, and there's one there. I think they're wires rather than in the photograph. And there's one coming that way as well. You see them? And they're not holding up them, are they? Oh, yeah. Shit, they are wires. Okay. So there's wires coming off of each of these things. And there's one coming down here to the flying buttress. Highly interesting, that is. I bet they're not there today. And this is not supporting rigidity. I've seen so many cathedrals this year. You wouldn't even imagine, guys. I mean, all of them. Lincoln Cathedral is definitely my favorite. I think it knocks spots off of, say, York Minster, which I didn't think that too much about. But I think Lincoln was fantastic. So, yeah, you know, the Nazi theology, when they had basically went to like this Thule thing, and they went to like a movement of people, they say was back in a time, like, I guess in like a Renaissance painting or like a Waterhouse Pre-Raphaelite painting. And it was a time that didn't really exist, maybe unless in the imagination. But I noticed that it's all full on Phoenician. The whole thing is full on Phoenician. The laurel leaf. We'll talk about that shortly. So, dun, 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 dun. Now, if you're not British, I'm sure you played football out the streets. We played soccer out the streets. I've spent maybe 10,000 of hours in my life playing soccer out the streets. And I tell you what, guys, I was good. I was really good at football. I could have been really good if I wanted to. Okay. So, rule 1, the fattest kid always goes in goal. No shit. Right. Rule 2, the person whose ball it is decides who plays. You're with me. You're with me. I got the 2 best. We're going to win. Fuck you all. 3, penalties are only awarded if there's a broken leg. So you can like get really badly gnarled up in a football match and it won't even matter. You only get a penalty if someone snaps their bone. 4, the match only ends when the person whose ball it is has to go in for dinner. Fact. That is, guys, that's a fact. You going in, Lee? What are we going to do now? Guys, I'll be out in a couple of hours. I don't know if she's going to let me out. She's going to have a drink. No, she goes nuts. 5, even if your team is winning 29-0, the winner always determined by next goal wins. Yeah. But we're on 0. It doesn't fucking matter. No referee, because you referee it all if it's your ball. 7, if nobody has a football, a can will do. Or a stone. Okay. Or somebody you don't like. 8, if you were picked last, you have no hope in life. That's actually a true statement. I think if you were chosen last in the soccer pick out, then that means because you was like, you know, the weakest link. 9, whoever kicks it over the fence gets it. Yeah, I've smashed many windows with footballs. Every time I blame someone else. 10, getting the ball stuck over. I'm joking. I took the rap a couple of times. Getting a ball stuck over a car is the most stressful part of life. No, it ain't. Under a car. No, it ain't. I've been under 100 cars for footballs. It's fuck all. You get your foot under. You don't put your head under in case it pulls away. Skyscrapers in Yemen. Asian skyscrapers. They're not new. New York. Old New York. Because it's old. Very, very old. It's not the first skyscraper place. Yemen had them. So, it could be photoshopped, but considering the Germans are like sort of laced in with that, you know, maglev technology and time travel, not space travel. That's right. Time travel with the bell and the Glocken. Interest in this thing behind them that looks like it's a speaker or something. And they are definitely looking at him, and he looks like he's floating. I think maybe if it is real, it could be something to do with our electrical device in the background, sort of making him hover. Now, can you imagine, shock troops, stormtroopers flying at you? Yeah, it would be, your enemy would poo their pants. It'd be brilliant. They would be brilliant. And that would make them more epic than they were up until the Battle of Stalingrad, and then everything went to shit. Anyway. And this is what it looked like after the war. All fucked up. This is Postum, city that I should look into more. You can see Bacchus and all the different Phoenician stuff going on. Portal chained. And the building at the back. Bombed. Because that's what the bombing campaigns were. To take out the remnants of this lot. Full-on Phoenician in Germany. This is interesting. Gateway to the East. Apparently, the 1953 Filipino International World's Fair. The Filipinos had a World's Fair. And check out that. Looks like a Vimana on top. Or some sort of tech. It looks like a Vimana anyway. And this sort of get-up as well. What the hell's with that? Perfectly symmetrical. I thought that was interesting. Roman, and in the caption it said Roman globe, but I don't see how that designates a globe. It's a ball, isn't it, with all holes in it? I wonder what it did. Maybe it flew at somebody with that spike in it. That would ruin your day, especially if you were a giant. It could be a giant killing ball projectile thing. Anyway, the Romans built some stupid shit, is all I can say. So what about the animals? I was wondering whether all animals actually spoke to us in psychic abilities, and we lost that ability, because I'm getting so much cool animal stuff happening. They're all coming to me, and they're all lovely birds and dogs and all sorts of animals, really. And what if you could fly with them? They could create the circumstances, like they do when they hang conkers off their dorsal feathers and fly them abroad, which they may or may not do. I don't know, but anyway, I'm fantasizing. Not really, because they do it too. Look, the Egyptians, they got this eagle, and what's that there? He's carrying a gadget. What is it? What is it, guys? You see it all over Egyptology. The Mesopotamians got them. The Syrians got them. They are a mirror of some sort, maybe. What about mirrors? The mirror reality and reversal. These are laurel leaves. You get different ones. They all designate different stuff, and they come in different styles. They're the Roman, Greek, Carthaginian, Trojan, whatever you want to call it, Phoenician laurel leaf, and you'll see them everywhere, as I will show you in this post. So they come in different forms. They're Hellenistic gold wreaths. They come in laurel, myrtle, oak, and olive, and others. And they're ceremonial, and they are highly significant to people who are heroes and juicy and power. So this is a painting called Utopia by Thomas More. Thomas More's Utopia. And apparently there was a utopia existing in Thomas More's time, and it looked like this. A utopia, a civilization away from all this bullshit. What if this place was to be a utopia again? The way it's going now, I just can't believe that anyone's letting it happen. It's beyond me. It's really beyond me. So the Oracle of Delphi used to have prophetic visions. Will I win my conquest? And she's like, apparently over volcanic fumes and tripping, and then getting these visions where she will advise Alexandra the Great. Yeah, you're going to do boss, Alexandra. And she says to Hannibal, yeah, Hannibal, you're going to do boss. Am I going to get over the Alps, take elephants? And advises. She's a good advisor. Basically, what I think's going on, I think the Oracle is the handler for ancient heroes. Maybe. I don't know. Ancient Anatolia in apparently a 1st century mappage. I can't imagine it being this advanced, the 1st century, but they say it's really early. I can't imagine with that Phoenician panel. Maybe I read the caption wrong. So ancient Anatolia, and then you got Phoenicia, just your Cyprus, which was also a Phoenician enclave, and 1 million Greek islands splattered everywhere to the world at that time. From if you study classical literature, the Greek world was the entire world. Yeah, there was nothing outside of the gates of Colossus, which are the Gibraltar Straits. So This is, let's have a look at this. Oh, she's lovely, isn't she? Yeah, she's lovely. She's my daughter. Put her down. I don't know what's going on making that narrative. So here we go. It was more classical Greeks. They never wear any clothes. They got wicked instruments. I wonder what he's like. I wonder what it plays like. Maybe it's like C6 Steve. It's like blues or something like that. I hope so. Hope so anyway. So Mexico City. Okay, we haven't got any of them pyramids like significant, but it's completely surrounded by water at this period. And I've seen this before. I got it in a book and I got a few images of this. So you have the, the famous Quetzalcoatl pyramid somewhere in this enclosure, but isn't it interesting how it's all completely surrounded by water? Because it isn't in the present day, is it? Mexico City, massive city now. Roman talk. I always wonder, intertwining serpents in a figure eight, like a Mobius looping serpents. You've got the angel wings open, everything's in there. Phoenician, lion heads. How the hell did they find this stuff? How the detail in it? All this gold. But again, it's supposed to be Roman. I think it said 4th century, something like that. But it's fucking Venetian. It's crazy. Also Roman, apparently. So I guess in these are some sort of ruby and that. But could rubies be, giant's blood? Something significant going on with rubies, guys. And there's definitely, the energetic quality associated with all these different jewels, especially the ruby. But 2 chicken heads, solid gold. Post-Armageddon monks, yeah. Let us, brothers, go into the church and pray to, I've forgotten, everybody's dead. See, they're still going to pray after, like, Armageddon when everything's gone. The Brotherhood of Doom, they're Goths, by the way. They're Goths. So the first image is a record made by Sumerians, but I wouldn't go with that chronology, I don't. And the second image is a video made in Finland in 2020. Of Sundogs, perfect, showing you. I've got this in atmospheric books anyway. Older, the way that the magnetism of the the 4 angels catches the light there, and there, and the dome is obvious to us. It's there. So this week in Cardiff, the city I live in, the capital of Wales. This is outside the Wellington pub. You may have seen that on the Global tour that I went to. You're outside there. This is David Hasselhoff. The Hoff came to Cardiff. Apparently, he went to the new theatre and watched a pantomime with his missus. We're on Cardiff, saying hi to all the Welsh people. And then he stopped and had a song with Pete. Now, Pete, he can't fucking sing. And Pete is really annoying. Pete's not first on me, by the way, guys. I tried my best with him. Yeah, but he don't. I know. But he got on great with Hoff, and he made the news and used a photo. Yeah. I like David Hasselhoff. He was in Baywatch. Yeah, he was fucking Knight Rider. He had kit. Stones on a beach. Or are they? Fossilized chunks of meat. They look like chunks of meat. What do they look like, guys? They look like chunks of meat. They got the same color, the same chunk of meat look. Yeah? Hi, Nora. Right, I'm going to come and give you all a shout and a chat in a minute. What I would like, though, if you could do me a solid, is to share this out because, like what I just explained about Professor Dave. Yeah, it's the opposite of that. Okay, they won't share me, please. So I don't know what's happened to this temple. It's a bit fucked up. It looks like a bit of earthquakeage or something's happened, and then the whole thing is full of rocks, so nobody's going to go in there again. Melted stuff by the look of it. Christian stuff, yeah. Christian shrineage going absolutely nowhere. I wonder if there's treasure in there. Ooh, why did we have cars? They're shit. Some of them are all right, but generally they're all shit and they're dangerous and they, just people get killed on them and all of that. But what about flying cars? I would have loved to fly in my car down to the shops. We'd be much more civilized, guys, if we'd have had flying cars, maglev cars. The shit, they don't do anything right. Yeah? Maglev cars, lasers, miniskirts, day one. This reality sucks. Yeah? I should have been God. It would have been brilliant. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix done some ace quotes, if he did, because we couldn't really ask him. No, he's dead anyway, could we? Was it? The story of life is quicker than the blink of an eye. The story of love is hello, goodbye, till we meet again, Jimi Hendrix. I thought it was a really morbid sort of statement, but quite beautiful. Before the days of internet, I explained before, guys, this used to happen. See how beautiful she is? Yeah. You're going to write a letter to her. You're going to tell her how beautiful she is. Yeah. And this is the old fashioned internet, basically, guys. Okay. And it was exciting. You would break a sweat. This is from an actual female. Yeah. Here he is, writing it. Yeah. Your suntan is so bronzed. I love the way everything hangs. And she's like, oh, he's so romantic with his words, isn't he? Yeah. So that's how it worked in the past, guys. Okay. No falsy bullshit. Write him a letter. Tell him you fancy him. Next thing you know, population's increased a little bit, maybe. And I think they look a perfect couple anyway. Look, he might drink too much. And that wine in there, I don't know. But anyway, that's my story and my happy love story of this vlog. Oh, everyone's happy with that. They lived really happily ever after. I'm a grandchild. No, I'm not. I'm not sure what's happened to this skull, but this is something to do with dentistry. And I showed that, the infant has 2 sets of teeth and looks highly fucking freaky. But I'm not finding it in any old depictions, including this one. I'm thinking there's been some sort of weird change with the eye sockets. In this case, have a hole there and some sort of, like again with 2 opposing toruses, modern day, not the case. And there's some you can see with just a hole in the eyes and it's big. And that's not the case here at all. This is different to modern human in a lot of regards. 18th century decorations, people used to carry Morty stuff with them. It's probably a snuff box or a pill box, but people were obsessed with death. Ooh, Van Halen. Jump. Oh, and it's sad Eddie's dead, but there you are. He's been replaced. See, I had to look at that a few times because I actually thought it was Van Halen and it's Vin Halen. I tell you what, he should pack in them shitty films that he makes and make a rock band, suit him down to the ground. So did they have giant snails years ago that got us around, guys? Because this little bit of objet d'art would say so. It's cute, that, isn't it? I posted this today. It's open to interpretation. I think she's got an itchy fanny and she wants to scratch it on the top of his head. Or fucking, like, dig it in. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Is that too much? It doesn't matter. It's too late now. I've said it. I don't know what's going on, guys. If I was to say, oh, she says, oh, while you're down there, that would be wrong of me to say, won't it? And I'd be in trouble then, wouldn't I? Letters. Morty stuff. They're spunks, aren't they? They're little Siemens, aren't they, guys? Yes. From spunk to skelly. And what's worse is your mind doesn't shut down. Here's Narcissus, another classical knob. Looking at it because he's a psycho. He's a narcissist. It's like, oh, that's me. Oh, I'm all the other way around. Do you know when they say if you say like things backwards, it's satanic, and they put like stuff on the end of Led Zeppelin records? They're supposed to be in reverse. Maybe this bullshit. Maybe if you say things in reverse, it'd be the right way around because we're in the mirror reality, and the real reality is on the other side. Yeah, this is a bit queer, isn't it? He's taken an animal's clothing off, though. Like maybe this is the whole wolf in sheep's clothing thing. So he seems to have a cape with an animal on it. He's taking it off, and underneath is his true thingy. Yeah. So that's just not to be selfish. Okay. It's not all about jokes and, tits and asses. Do people actually boff it at the devil? I mean, literally, when he's there in front of you. Speak of the devil, sure to appear. You know what I mean? Years ago, I had a flash in my Brian years ago, mind, and I seen like an image of Baphomet in my Brian. I was like, oh, fucking shit, man. What was that? Only for a split second, but that might have just me tripping. I don't know. But do you think the people actually literally manifest a big goatee dude? Yeah, I just don't know why they would bother. That sounds totally rubbish, doesn't it, though, guys? Yeah. It's not an excuse to get birds naked anyway. I know what all this is about. Fucking hell. Hoofy woofies. This one hasn't transformed yet. See? This is the hazard of online dating, guys, isn't it? Yeah? You could find out it looked like that, which would be all right, really. It's not that bad. Did you know, right? The original, now this Mount Rushmore business, this Mount Rushmore monument has been covered by John Levy. He's picked all sorts of stuff, but he never mentioned this. I'm not sure if he knows about this. But the guy who did it, right, he had a little practice sesh before he did the Mount Rushmore. And in this sesh, it's different. No glasses on Ted. The lower torso and the arms are included. And he dumps all that later on because none of this is included. In fact, this version of Mount Rushmore never made it to reality. So he did all that on his own, apparently. And then he did one on the side of a cliff face, apparently. But originally, they were going to be like that, apparently. Cluage. Here's Bridget Helm, a nice Phoenician name, in Fritz Lang's 1927 movie Metropolis, which was shown last night on the Mods Party over on India Ballistic Media's channel. As you notice the pentagram in the background for this slave civilization of robots. Did anyone actually notice the devil thing going on there? Did anyone notice? Anyway. So, yeah, she has orange juice 1927 and hairdryers in 1927, electric. And she's a robot in 1927. Just saying, there's a lot going on. This robot, he's like, oh, shit, get her off me. What do I do? Tins, this is what happens, yeah, guys. So these robots, these fembots and all that, it's a steady road to disaster. I can just feel it in my water. You know, I use a hint to what's going on. Yeah. Oh, I feel fucked. I think I'm going to die. Ah, don't worry about it. Your brain stays active forever. Yeah, they bury you and you know all about it and you can't get out. It's the fucking worst horror you can imagine in your whole existence. This thing's worse than death, is what he's telling him. And then, if you're really lucky, you can be an Egyptian, or in this case, a Sicilian mummy. This is in a Sicilian church, and they got mummies, which are ancients. And I don't know if they removed their Brian from these, but if they haven't, they've seen an interesting time in their lives. I don't know what's happening with this photograph, whether it's all burnt, the photograph, or she's all fucked up and burnt. I can't tell which. First, I thought it was a case of spontaneous combustion. And I thought, whoa, she's got a nasty gash in her leg. This is a case that needs solving. And then I noticed, like, everything was fucked up. So I'm undecided to exactly what is going on in this photograph. Outside of it's a stringed photograph, maybe? Undecided. Right. This trans dad home birth photos beautifully captured the raw emotion of labor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop right fucking there. Can somebody please, and pretty please explain to me how a man can have a fucking baby? When did this science arrive? How can it just shit out of reality that now men can have babies? Can somebody explain to me what the fuck is going on? Is there some procedure they went through to give them a womb? How does it come out? Does it come out through their japai? Do they poo it out? Is this man got a manjana? Can somebody explain how this shit's going down? Or is it a symbolic birth and they're going to chuck a baby in the water after and make believe that stupid fuck is that a baby? All right. I don't know anymore. This fucking too stupid shit for me. Anyway, I think, therefore, I don't have much in common with other people. A lot of people. I'm guessing you guys are exactly the same. I think I'm a thinker. Look at this picture. What do you think they were thinking of when they designed this picture? I don't think it looks like a bullet. I think it looks like a penis. You just talking to penises. You just when a fella asleep in the fucking parliament the other day. Yeah. This is classic British vandalism. Twat knob. Should have had a squirty dick. It would have been better. But dick on his forehead. Dickhead. Yeah. Have you ever had that happen to you? Yeah. That's a good one. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Ooh. Watch Robert Plant. Well, Roger Waters. I don't like Roger Waters anymore. He's totally one of them, isn't he? Watching my video the other day talking about Sid Barrett trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, he just failed. He's one of them. Still like Robert Plant, though. Seen this? Don't get the adult Happy Meal. This is the toy. So what? So it's fucking a clown with a pair of red bundies. And what's that? Is that fries? Or is that blonde bush sticking out of his bundies? This better not be for real, guys. Just fucking saying. So the Spartans, they were a queer lot, weren't they? Spartan women, they were sort of tough as fuck. And do you know that film, Sparta at the 300? Yeah. That's bullshit, guys. You read about the Spartans, they were all like, it was a proper queer society. And these were all like doing one another. So the enemy used to send spies, go back and say, Sir, I don't think we could fight them Spartans tomorrow. So why? He said, well, they're all naked and doing one another's hair. It's like, really? It's like, yeah. So fuck. You don't really want to go battle and sort of tangle with them in a fight, you know? So yeah, that's the Spartans. Great name. This is a Romany gypsies caravan, yeah, and you know you'd think like that they had not much going on, yet they were the elites, weren't they? Look at their shit. Look at that wood burner. They had it sorted out. Wagons roll. Look at them speakers there. I bet they're bossy. I wish I had legs. Ping! Help me! Got to be careful what you wish for. You got to be specific. Mermaid. Bats are wicked. Bats are absolutely awesome. I really like bats. I think they're cute. It's not as if they're going to, you know, they're not like vampire bats going to come and bite your face off. I mean, cute, fluffy bats. They're mammals after all. Ooh, look. It's alien third and bugs. No, it's Predator third and Alien Bugs. That's the new movie coming out soon. It should be really, really good. So, moving on. Dutch Sensi has been talking about mudflood like you wouldn't fucking believe. He's got half a fucking million subscribers, and he's gone mudflood fucking crazy. Destroyed this rock. He made geopolymer bash test. He's gone mad on the buzz, guys. In his last video, he showed that there are earthquakes sprouting up all over these California. I don't want to get copyrighted, is all. So I know, excuse the globe, but he shows you like these earthquakes, and they're all connected with star forts near California. And I have linked it. Take a look for yourself. I'm trying to get him over, but the thing is about it, you know, he's too. Basically, he knows this is wank. He knows this is bullshit. I guarantee you. And maybe it's 500,000 subs. They won't be happy with him or something. I don't know. You know what it's like. Right, come back in a minute. 497 of you watching. Okay, did you like the garden taps? I know. Never been said before in reality, guys. Something new for you. Every time you come to Flat Earth British, is there not? Have you learned anything here today? You're thinking, I don't really want to get my body all harvested by them weird fucks, aren't you? And what about that burial routine, 6 foot under? Do you fancy that? If, you know, your brain's still active and you know it's all going on. But it's good news. It's good news for life after death. As long as all this hasn't happened already and we're actually in jar life. Like now. Because that would be weird. All is mind. How would you even know? There's only 5 senses, guys. There's so much going on here and we know none of it. Do we? 5 century system is just, or 6. And you get inklings, and that's like sinister in itself. What's going on with the psychicness and all of that. It's all memories. How's your dreams? Well, mine have gone nuts off the radar. I don't even know what's going on. Somebody else is saying they're not sleeping at all. And this time we're in now is highly fucking weird. It's fucking with everyone's consciousness. And what exactly are they doing? Where are the king and queen fummikins? Okay, they are here. They are here. King and queen fummikins. I've been replaced. And he hears, I don't know what Camilla talks like. Oi, Charles, what's going on? She seems like she wears the trousers. I like Camilla. She's really all right. I like Charles. King Charles is awesome. He's brilliant. Robert, I know what you're saying. You didn't sound convincing when you said that. I do. I was really convincing. Cowboys and panel, good to see you. Capalocious, good to see you, my friend. Checking out Dutch Sensi. I enjoy his videos. One of the other day I watched. Yeah, it's just like, it's good stuff. It was quite some mind-blowing stuff on it, really. And he talks about New Madrid, and he knows the score with the resets as well. So that's always good. And he knows about mudflood, tartaria, anti-tech. He's got his own little spins on it, but he's got like a squillion subs. So it's going to be a hard transition, but I hope he does go through it. The best thing he ever done. Kind of dummy. Good to see you. Robert Plant said, try to dress to the right for success. Okay. Bear that in mind. It was a bit too late for my Robert Plant moment, but yeah, I reckon that would work. So what kind of tap is Robert Plant? Bandana, good to see you, lovely. Let me have a sip of coffee. I'm so dry. We could have some fresh fish, actually. I got some sushi for my supper. I'm really sort of fucked for stuff to eat. I don't know what to eat. Bob Sykes, good to see you, my brother. Enjoy your show. Best Friday night entertainment since the war, imagine. Ling Shong? Yeah? Ling Shong, Ling Shong. You're fucking literally blown away now, Bob, by how well I know the water margin. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Brilliant. Did you like Blazing? Oh, what was it? Flashing Blades. You got to fight for what you want and all that you believe. Do you remember that? That was good. I'll tell you what was good. UFO. I seen a clip of that earlier and I thought, wow, UFO was really good. Hey, Parody. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, Suso. What's happening, Ant? Thought about that. Good. You would. And Hippie Shake. Martin's PayPal. Do that, Christian. Martin, give me a shout out. I need it. Christian B. You had a shout out. Hope that helps. Little Tangy. Sailing hat. No. Who's that? Little Tangy. No, it's not a sailing hat. It's a sombrero. Hey, gringos. You come here all the time? Yeah, you watch a Madeliga. Shit, innit? Yeah, don't watch him. He corrupt your mind, you know. How much for the women? How much for... I got some great jokes. That's not Mexican racist. That'd be all right. Mark, what's with the big wall? Dutch Sensimilia, I know, and he says that he has a spliff. He's not a constant 420 like normal people, but he has one when he feels a little bit stressed. Okay, don't worry. Joy, good to see you, lovely. Michael Ormsey, who is the key. Hiya, brother. Good to see you. Don't fall off in Australia. So, did Martin go proper nuts on Psycho on Dave then, guys? On Professor Dave. Yeah? Good. Fucking so shall it be. Alex, good to see you, lovely. Jen, I feel much happier. Oh, look how psychedelic that is. Should have took mushrooms for my do. You would have loved it. Suso, good to see you, my friend. So we're going to have a little couple more things while I'm here, because it is only an hour and a half so far, and I have whipped through this super duper quick. Jolly man, good to see you. Much love to Nora. We started ages ago on the globe map, but I think he's now one of us. I think Jack sent you. I've talked to him. I had an email with him. He sent it back to me, and he's like, and I said, "Come on my channel, bruv." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm really doubting spherosity." I was like, "No shit, Sherlock." So he's obviously got a brain, hasn't he? Because if you believe in something with no proof whatsoever, you're leaving things to the realms of fantasy for your reality. Good luck with all of that. It's good, a sniper. Purple punch patrolling. Good for you, Jesse. Love you, Martin. Love you, Jesse. Love all of you guys. Thank you so much for bringing your positive energy, your fun, and yourselves to this Friday night do. Where Martin's like proper concerned earlier, finding that out by the human brain. Don't you think? And even tell you, bastards. Andrew, good to see you. Parody, good to see you. Sherry Ives. Hola. I just came out all of a sudden. Bill Miller, we was had a video made about us last night, Bill Miller. You, because you're one of the best out there. And me, because I can sing. I can sing, apparently. Oh, I found some wicked videos I could share to you now, right in your Bill Miller, which would be brilliant on your channel. This is a very happy hat. This is a real sombrero. I had it given to me at the convention. Alpha Billy, Brian Evans, sold. It's an antique. Esley, it's been on the head of many flamenco masters. Hola. Kind of dummy. No, I'm Mexican, actually. I'm not Spanish. Mexican. You gringos. Chris Marsden. I look Mexican, don't I? If I had a little tash, I'd be definitely Mexican. Innit? Kill that wabbit. Don't know, I'm ignoring that statement. Suso talks to every Starport as well. Yeah, so we got 4,000 people in his chat, and they're going, what did he say? Starport. I'm going, no, not fucking Starport, Starfort. Yeah? And I said, go over to Flat Earth British's channel. You find out all about this shit, guys. And I tried to tell them, but they're like, what's a Starfort? Sort of thing. So they're on like level 1, which is okay, because if you don't know, you don't know. I said Google Bastion, they lie about them on there if you want to know what they are. Little Wing. Oh, she's so lovely. Maggot. Yes, he did. What? You talking about hose pipes? Oh, don't worry. Maggot. Not everything's penis related, man. Nice. A caravan like that, and me, but boats are better because basically you could drown. You could drown and then you won't have to worry about your head in a jar, okay? Or them nicking your willy post-mortem. Got a problem with that, guys. Don't know about you. Yeah. Knuckles. Got you thinking, now, haven't I? You worried now, ain't you? Dave Knuckles, Jen, good to see you, Amanda. Guys, good job. I'm here to look after you. What kind of dummy? Tip you off. Sid Barrett. Oh, poor Sid. Shot the fuck. Too much acid. Whatever. Maggot, good to see you. Messer. Calm. What could like? Hiya, Calm. Amanda. JR, good to see you. Right then. Horrible toy. I don't know what one that was. There's a few on there. Okay. Oh, right then. I'm going to take my sombrero off because it's proper. Gringos. I'm going back. Okay, this is the mank look. Yeah, this is my Stone Roses look. This is my Bez look. Yeah. Okay. I'm a mank. There you are. That's over with now. I'm kind of mank wank. Parody Bear, good to see you. You better listen. Better do what you're told. You haven't ever touched your cockroach casserole, and you better chow down, or it's going to get cold. So grow it, yeah. Fucking eat that cockroach crocodile soup, whatever you were talking about. Yeah. Oh, I got fucking scared then. You thought you were bullying me, Kevin. Nice to know you weren't. Feel relief now. Okay, we're going to look at some pictures now, guys. Now, the weird thing about mudflood, I vividness is, I was going to show these my last post and the post before, but I got carried away with myself. Things go on. Hi, Dean. Aloha in Hawaii land. Good to see you, my brother. Is Rome, the great civilization. No one gave a flying fuck about up until recent times because of Mussolini decided, do you know all of that shit we got on all over the city? It's like, yeah. So we're going to dig the mud out. Yeah. And we're going to show the world what was actually there. We had a great civilization. Yeah. Once, did you know? It's like, no, never really. Yeah, it's called Rome. Okay. So they dug all the muds out in the 1930s. Before then, Rome, yeah, as you can see in the Piranesi and the artworks that we show, was covered in mud. And then they dug it all out. The right height of mud, around 30 feet. Yeah. Same as, coincidentally, okay, there's been a mud flood in Easter Island. Now, I don't know whether you're watching now, Dutch Sensi. If you are, that's massive coincidence because the Moe are buried approximately 30 foot down in an old mud flood. And I've always stated, okay, the mud flood happens everywhere, even the remotest islands on Earth, the Easter Island in the South Pacific. And now they have burning fields. Look at this on Dutch Sensi's channel for yourself. And mud floods, mud volcanoes coming up through the ground. totally cool. So, talking mud flood, they dug all of this out of the broken classical. These are really cool photographs. I'm going to show you a few of them from the 1930s. Mussolini. There is film available out there you can find on YouTube of this, but not as detailed as these photographs that I will show you now. And it's almost as if, you know, this is 1930s, and it's almost as if the classical world has just this minute fallen. So they want you to believe that until, you know, through 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, no one stepped foot here until 1930. And then suddenly there's this. Yeah. And you always get the vegetation on top almost, and plant life, almost as if the mud came from above as well, you seem to find. Yeah. It's like organic stuff can grow on the tops of these mudflood buildings. Almost like no one has ever been there, but can't have that from the 1930s because that wouldn't work. But it's really unusual that these buildings, like this building, I've seen in a Lead van der Haar Atlas from 1733, this exact building. And it looks the same. No one has been there through all of these ages. Yet, it's supposed to be Great Rome, classical world, which they push in the movies and all of this in the modern day. So they're a giant operation to remove all of the mud of Rome. I have read a statement once that somebody was saying, you know, Rome's not even worth visiting in antiquity. It's a load of old junk buried. So nobody was even visiting this, okay? I found it really interesting that the Constantine Arch was blackened and burnt, and quite buried at this stage too, but blackened and burnt when it's supposed to be from 2,000 years ago. Constantine Arch buried this deep. This arch looks just like a block magnet, a shoe magnet, and it's buried this deep. The road is this far up, but it has been dug out below and retained, just like mudflood. And these giant aqueducts, look at this footing thing here. What the hell is going on with that? And the size of this masonry, the old stonework here, all being excavated. Massive, massive, what they call Roman excavations in the 1930s. And here they come with the bulldozers or the excavators. I was going to talk about excavators, but I won't go into that. Not this vlog anyway. Excavate 30 foot of mud and show all the antiquity. And this is just, you know, off of the Colosseum. And this bridge I've seen broken and smashed just like this in Lead Atlases too of 1733, looking exactly the same as that. So from 1733, 200 years later, 1930s, absolutely nothing had changed. That's just there from 2,000 years ago. And I have everyone digging the mud out of the streets. So they remove the cobble, and then they dig the street up. Something else going on with that. And here they are with the trucks, digging the mud out and exposing all of this antiquity underneath, 30 foot of mud. And mud mixed with ash and not too much stone in it, but a lot of these bigger boulders I've noticed. But yeah, digging all the mud out here and exposing whatever these are. I'm guessing a lot of this stuff is still buried in mud. Mussolini had a big interest in architecture and the heritage of his own country, which he should have. So this is the street level here. This was all below street level, and everything you see here is that the mud removed. Approximately 30 foot of it. Mud flooded classical world. Something smashed it all, did this damage. And these are modern, for the water or the gas and what have you. And underneath these, giant column. Can you imagine the size of this column? And that's just one section. Surely put up by giants. And there, digging all the mud out here and showing whatever all of this lot is. And down there as well. It's funny how they had no interest in Rome up until the 1930s. Like it didn't mean anything, isn't it? Because it didn't. It's been pushed as these are the juice. And from what we've read, they were just a footnote in antiquity compared to the greater empires. Again, road level, below ground level, room, full of mud. And here. So there must have been trillions of tons of mud. I can't imagine what they did with it all. Check the mud on top of there. Like I said, it's almost like they came from above. And all of this vegetation you see on high points. First thing I get from that picture, right, is the X Factor event, the mud flood, whatever happened, yeah, was recent to this picture. And this is supposed to be, 1930s. I don't even know. But mud on top and plant life. Then they never bothered taking off, guys. From what? 2,000 fucking years ago in the fall of classical world. And the Colosseum's got a motorway going round it now, a tube station, everything. Only in the 1930s, they were just digging it out. Nothing going on around there then. This is behind that arch that you can see road level there. And they've excavated the front bit in some time in the past. Look at the size of these columns up. Oh man, that arch is out of this world. And again, way deep, way deep. So I'm guessing these people never really knew what was going on and didn't look at this stuff before the 1930s, which is really weird and uncanny to your mind when you think about the way that they say that this is so important, So this arch had rooms there. So they definitely had rooms, and they all share this weird block, sort of like, I don't know, soundproofing, it looks like, or something like that. But it's definitely some sort of acoustic thing. And these things we thought for demagnetizing these arches after you've been on a battlefield with electromagnetic weapons or some sort of checkpoint, or even what they call them, a portal. Like literally walk through a portal into another place. Portal technologies is why they're called portals. West world, Rome world. Look at these doors. There's rooms inside them. I'd love to know what was in them rooms. Probably not much at all, but what were the rooms for? They're really high up. 2,000-year-old, my ass. It's covered in Phoenicians. So this used to be the basically the job center for the people of Rome. And I don't know. I said that when I was in Rome. I got a photograph of me on the crossing outside it. Like literally still got that. I should show you. And it's I said that's the door. That's where these signs are. So fuck me, my friend said. That's amazing. I said, yeah, well, it's Rome. Isn't it? Right there. So this is I don't know what they are, all doors against the thing. What them doors could be, I can't imagine. But they're getting rid of a load of rubble, and they're showing these buildings here. And that's really central. Or even the centre bit of Rome was under mud. And another gatehouse. And mud all in front of it, and looks like the front bit's buried with mud. And the steps going up, which makes no sense whatsoever. Some damage there too. From some sort of event, and different sort of stonework as well. Bottom even looks damp, if you ask me. So yeah, round by the Colosseum, you got this breathing thing from an underground something going on. The Constantine Arch, which is buried, and then the famous road leading up to it, which is a motorway now, and loads of cars. But everything was just, all of this is not even there. You can't see any of this now. And look at the size of that, guys. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's Rome. Apparently, it's a block of Roman fucking flats. Like Rome. I've been in a block of flats in Rome, they said, with the Romans. I've said before, it's like, what? 2,000 years of babies being born in this place. I was like, nah, it looks like a modern complex. So they had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-story buildings in ancient Rome. And all of the mud. I don't know. So that one block of flats was really close to close to the forum, just on the side of it. And I think it was one of those buildings they were digging out. Just crazy to think. It was 6 stories as well. So there's a doorway going under this this thing here. But again, it's part of the ancient computer that this place was, the older one, before the reset. Look at that hole in there. I wonder what did that. And all these dents. It's like weapons, like they've had Star Wars laser weapon fights. And this road's just mud at this stage, and all plantage going up to that. And again, you've got the most famous, to be perfectly blunt, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world Opposite, just some shitty old types of farmhouse and stuff, and a load of old tack. Nothing going on with it. Only in the 1930s. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And this looks like it's just being knocked up. But again, mud, incline down here. Just shacks. Looks like a mosque. Again, removal of mud from outside the Colosseum. By here now is an underground railway station. Steps coming down and a busy road going all the way around here. And then days, it was that deep in mud. And they've had to remove. You can see the men up there removing all the mud. It's just crazy. There's some good film on YouTube you can find. So I've got this block of flats here in a Lead van der Haar atlas, and I've seen them in many old depictions in color as well. And you can see like ancient Rome on the bottom, another God knows what above, and then these flats on top, like these different stages of reset. Got the old ladderline going on there. It's just crazy, these photos. Absolutely crazy. It's got a modern block of flats. Even some of these modern block of flats, I was wondering the ones in Czech Republic I was seeing, they were solid. And I was thinking, they might be older. Yeah, because I've seen them in like old American photographs, 1900, they got blocks of flats and skyscrapers. And I'm like, well, yeah, so they could have put them on the footprint of a massive slab of the old world and knew that it was going to be solid and then just put the block of flats on top of it. That would make sense. And look how much the mud they've dug out. 30 foot. And there's the Colosseum in the Victorian era. As you can see, fuck all going on. A top hatter pondering, who the bloody hell built all this? What's it all for? And look how deep it is in mud at that stage. I put it forward, this was a water tower for a water filtration system to feed the whole of what they call ancient Rome, which was apparently a population of 1 million people, apparently. And all this big television and contemporary, support of the Roman idea, and the comedians of Monty Python telling us the truth about Rome. What have the Romans ever done for us? Oh, they give us the sewers, Reg, the education system. Oh, fuck off. Because they never give us nothing. They're supposed to have been in Britain for 400 years, and then they left Britain. And apparently Britain declined into dark ages, and we never knew shit about shit because we forgot everything because the Romans had gone home, because the British was really stupid. And apparently the Latin-speaking Italians, they were really fucking clever. So I'm not buying that narrative whatsoever. We had a world journey in Britain before all that shit happened. We was the juice, Must have been something, because Britain got all this fucking power now for, what is essentially a crappy little island. Again, below the streets. That might have been a Roman tube station, Roman tube, pneumatic tube train. Again, all below. Ancient. And these blocks, some of these blocks of flats are supposed to be from ancient Rome. I can't even just get my head around it. It's just ridiculous to think. Look at this circular building. I've seen this before, actually. And that was covered in mud, and they've literally exposed that. Just left it there from the 1700s, the 1800s until 1930, and just left that building there in the middle of the city. Is nuts. I don't understand it. I don't get my head around it. All of this much mud out of all of this area. This below a bit under mud. Crazy to think. And what they must have discovered, and why the lack of interest before. Look at that. That's been replaced there, hasn't it? And there's the, what's under the facade. Stone and a bit of brick going over the lintels. That thin Roman brick thing. Oh. Inside the Colosseum, I've seen everything from Buffalo Bill's circus or Wild West show, the Indians in their teepees, to a village in the 1700s, to a Christian church in some periods. I don't know what this is. It looks like a bird box. And they look like little mausoleums or graves, if you like, all the way around. You see them? Sweet fuck all to do with gladiatorial stuff. And remember, there was supposed to be another Colosseum there before this Colosseum, apparently. The Nero built a sailboats and galleys in there and have galley battles apparently in here. So the thing filled with water and had a roof, a bit like the Millennium Stadium. Look, the windows are up the top there, and one there, one there, one there. No more windows. Why are the windows all up there, not down there? Street level and all of this was buried to there, maybe. And all of these are the workmen digging out room. There you can see the mud there. And it's that high. Still a mud there on the other side. They didn't dig it out there, though, to expose that arch. And then they built the underground system right next to, after get all the mud out, and this is much later, and then they build the underground right next to the Colosseum, that close, all the vibrations, the train. Don't give a flying fuck about the value of antiquity at that stage, did they? And I bet there's loads of lead pipes, Roman pipes that were coming from this that they removed. They had in photos. I've covered them and shown you before. Oh, there's a clusterfuck of railway. Through two of the ancient arches, yeah. My. And the trains are coming through them. And there and there. That's interesting. Pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. And coming up to the Constantine Arch, all of this. 2,000-year-olds. There's that same thing in the dome there. That sort of soundproofing or whatever's going on with our acoustic thing. Forum. So that was under mud until the 30s. I find that fascinating. So yeah, comedies like a Pompeii, if anything happens on the way to the Forum, etc., pushing the narrative for Rome. So let me come back for a second and show you a little bit of a movie before I shoot off. I'm going to give you all a few shouts. Alberto, is that your birthday? I'm 52. Not gay. Fantastico, Martin. Kiss from it, Elo. Oh, Alberto, I can go with that. You're not gay. Cheers. Mo Sampson, thank you for your lovely email. What was in it? Oh, yeah, freaking out about fucking Logan's Run. Little Wing, why do you always leave archways in near buildings? It sucks to see them just posted like that sometimes. Chris Marsden, good to see you. Jason Starr and Alex. Water Whiskey and Brian Evans. Don't. Mo and what's Nora? She's not Capalocious. But the Globe Light Tour, it was great. And it's winter now and there's not one happening, which is poo. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a home movie. Some people in the 1940s took some home movies and they went to Los Angeles land and they looked at some cool shit. Yeah, Los Angeles was the juice. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Bill. You might like this, Bill. Juice Bob. I don't know what that means. It's half words. Connie Lingus. Hi, lovely. Good to see you, love. How's it going? And Unindoctrinated. Saying hi to Bill Miller. Mary. It sounds delicious. Alva Billy's on about food again, isn't he? Hey, Tala, you love your food. Marlene, nothing wrong with that. I love fucking food. Cornelius Hollaback. Okay. What's that? Gumnut Man. Okay, what? Fell out of a tree yesterday. Oh, don't worry. Fucking no. You're not dead, are you? Good. Chad? Not yet. Noon's Flower, talking to Little Wing, Loyal Tangy, Isabella, and Jesse. Right, I'm going to show you a little bit of film footage. I'm going to be back right now in a minute. And then soon I'll be diving off. Keep this video relatively short. Okay. Home movies of the Watton family in LA. Okay. Fumz. Right, let's have a little look along here. So, they got it fucking lovely in LA, haven't they? Back in the day. Absolutely gorgeous. Loads of nice palm trees. God, look at that. That's ancient. Bit of the old fucking classical world there, guys. So, thanks for popping by anyway, guys. That was a really enjoyable sesh. I actually couldn't wait till tomorrow because it would have done my head in to tell you about Third Church of Christ. Look how old that is. Hang on, look at all the ivy on it. Oh, look at that. And stairs going up. How fucking old is that in LA? It's just mad, isn't it, guys? It's a much older world. Yeah, so I couldn't have just sat on that information to be able to like tell you that your brain doesn't actually die, and they tell you that as well, and they do all sorts of things like bury you 6 foot down because it takes longer for your brain to fucking decompose. Lovely. Thanks very much. Thanks, Bill Miller. Yeah, it is. I'm going to link these to you, Bill. Share them to you. They gives you a link below to stacks and stacks of these personal family home movies, and they are, as far as I can see, they're non-copyrightable. So look at that building, guys. What was that? Sorry, I just was talking to Bill then. What is it? Oh, it's water. It's all water coming down. It's like a cliff. Where's the water going? On the gutters. That's bloody good. I've never seen anything like that. Oh, I didn't see that the last time. That's weird. Okay. Clifton's. I like that. LA. Yeah, it gives you links to loads of real cool videos like LA covered in oil wells. Covered in oil wells. Yeah, all of that. Venice Beach covered in oil wells. Santa Barbara. Lovely houses, haven't they? So let's move on because they're just showing you pretty houses. Not that that's not nice. So there's the family gone out for an outing up in wherever. Let's see if they're looking at the geology of so-called geology, because these people tend to know what go on. Okay, can't read that in reverse. So they looks like they're in the redwood forest, maybe near San Francisco, looking that way, isn't it? Because they are definitely redwoods. The old something or other. Well, they're on a tree, aren't they, or something? 1940s. What gets me with this, right, is they're colour films. Everyone's living juicy, and the rest of the Europe at this time's like in war. You wouldn't even know there was a war there. Some of the they have tunnels through the redwoods, don't they, guys? Cars drive through. Wow, they are super massive, aren't they? I'd love to see a redwood, but like in Britain, so you know, I haven't seen a firefly or a redwood yet. That's in reverse. Oh, that one's got eaten a bit. So yeah, I can link this up as soon as the video. That's beautiful. Video ends, and they'll give you like whole movies for these people, and they're like literally loads of them. They went to Southeast Asia, Niagara Falls, New Orleans was pretty good. I watched that one. Nevada, I haven't seen that. So yeah, I'll link that up as soon as I've actually finished this vlog, guys, because I didn't do it beforehand, because you might just like basically grab the links and fuck off and I'll watch my vlog. 500 of you watching. Little Wing Newsflower, Durf said it's okay to blame him for the hollow cough. Oh, well, it's the change in the seasons. People are going to get coughs and colds and all that, but that's all they are, and that's pretty normal for the change in pressure and the change from boiling hot to whatever this is. But yesterday was a beautiful day in Wales. Absolutely gorgeous. Fat fingers to you as well, Manage. Life for real. Roma is a lie from every point of view. No shit, Sherlock. Yes, it is. It's a fucking lie. It's bullshit on toast. Thrice with bells on. Anna, good to see you. Much love to you as well. Thank you, Anna. Shady Hides, good to see you, lovely. It's on the Squirrel Sniper, puff, puff, pass. Squirrel Sniper, who is the moderator extraordinaire. So we're hoping to have other moderators too. So I'll link that up. India had a do for British moderators yesterday. Was good. It was really good, enjoyable, buzzy thing. And as I said, I did a do 3 days ago on Ripple Effect with Jen, And it was bloody good. It was really good, in fact. It was very, very juicy. That's linked as well. And you'll be able to watch that if you're bored. I'm in a prison clinic watching Martin. No, are you really, Edgar Dack? I'm in a prison clinic. That's good. I'm hoping I'm, this is probably not the best. Probably not the best for you. If you're ever, in dire straits or anything in that place, just remember taps. Okay? Just remember taps. Garden taps. And it might give you a giggle. Did me. Brian Evans on the malt whiskey. Okay, for Friday nightage. Most people do stuff like that on a Friday night. Dennis Fowler was cutting firewood earlier, and now he's on about some buds. Nice one. Thanks for your links. And that book was really good, Dallas. I haven't got it through it yet. I Told You So by Conspiracy Music Guru. It's a classic truthy track. So yeah, what we talked about is the weirdness of your human Brian, and it doesn't close down. They close it down, and they do all sorts of tests, and they're carnaging our organs for whatever reason. They even remove the blood if you've got any left. Now, what are they doing with that? Well, there's gold in there. They might be putting it through some process, extracting the gold. I posted before that 40,000 people produces 1/4 gram of gold. So it's very profitable if you do millions of people and extract the gold. Highest concentration of gold in the human being is in the hearts of gold. So they could be doing that, but they're taking the blood and they're taking out the organs they don't really need. They ain't going to give all of them to people. There's no fucking way. There's warehouses full of all them people who died in Rona. What are they doing with them all, guys? And all the Bryans it takes into science. You're telling me there's fucking thousands of Bryans in jazz for experiments on. They did it Einstein. They removed Einstein's brain. Apparently, they wanted slivers of it because they wanted to see how brainy he was and how his brain worked. Apparently, didn't they? So they say. But he was full of shit. They found out they basically took his brain out, Einstein, and they found out it was about that big, the size of a walnut. Yeah. And there was a little note attached to it that said, "My wife did it all." Who was my cousin. Joe, good to see you, lovely. I told you, so brilliant. I hope you did enjoy tonight. I've enjoyed it myself. It's been a really good week on the truthing thing. Let's keep this vibration high and make sure we keep biblical levels of not give a fuckness, which is probably really important right now because everything's gone really nuts, guys. Where I live, everybody, 3 people have told me like today, fucking hell, it's gone really bad here. Having him out, I was like, yeah, so bad. I could tell you some stories, guys, but I'm guessing where you maybe or where you live or not, you can see the changes and how weird it is and how crazy they're going. And so the whole thing's just going to fucking fly out undone in a minute. That's what it feels like. Tyler Arnold, so excited. I did that cheers with the power of 2 wizards. Okay, well, I'm Welsh, and this is where wizards come from because we have the best mushrooms, and that's why they have wizards here. Okay. Bandana. Welsh mushrooms is where it's at, Mary. Bandana, lovely. Hey, Teller. Edna, lovely. Jersey Bob. Right, let me flick down. So I'm going to be going very shortly. If you want to say ta-ra and you want to shout on Flat Earth British, 475 of you watching, do so now. So Bandana, Sherry Ives, Nora. It's gone crazy in Dublin too. Oh, fucking hell, you wouldn't believe the stuff that's happened. Yeah, murder yesterday. That's fucking big trouble. But I was a really good person and I saved somebody possibly getting killed or something along those lines. And I helped an old lady find her way home because she was proper demented and didn't know her way. And I walked her because she was 90. I did that as well. Yeah, I did lots of good things yesterday. So Merlin was Welsh as well, definitely, Ed. Merlin was Welsh, my brother. No shit, Sherlock. He was a good taffy. Was basically Gandalf is him. They based him on Gandalf or Gandalf on him. Rhonda, you sound Welsh. Nicola, good to see you. Oh, Nicole, excuse me. Rob, good to see you, my friend. Capelocious is always here. You've been away for a while. Good to see you back, my brother. Chris, hope everything's well. Indoctrinated. Martin is an awesome source. There you are. You got some information. You've got something to think about. Hopefully you feel the same after all of this. I wouldn't if I was you. I think, fuck me, I got to get out of that. I didn't sign that thing to not be carnage, but I don't think they matter anyway, because they're just going to help themselves when you're dead. And you know the old process of the dead thing as well. That's going to suck. If you get anything to do with them, that's going to suck. And then after, it's going to suck fucking worse. Your brain carries on going. They tell you it does. They got to inject it full of fucking formaldehyde to shut it down. They do tests because they know it's still active. Oh, that's so fucking spooky. Dallas. Social Ripper makes it also much more interesting, actually. It's a whole new fucking school of thought, if you think about it. Vibes, much love to you. Philip Miles, good, much love to you as well, brother. Romany Bear, much love, my brother. Kappa. Matthew Davis. Can't wait to see you. Matthew Davis, my epic brubski. Lawrence, if you're still in chat as well. Much love to you, my love. And Mel, my friend's there somewhere. She was earlier. Say hi to her soon. Okay. Sweet man, goodbye. Cham for sure. Okay, lovely to meet you, Cowboy and Panel. And Leno. Anyway, I had a wonderful night. Good. That pleases me. Okay. I'm not going to apologize for going completely batshit crazy on that lying piece of shit that is Professor Dave, guys, because the way he spoke to us and the way he treats us when he's clearly one of them is fucking disgusting. So I will out him. Okay? There you are. Hilda Trees, Helgeland from Norway. Oh, lovely. Hugh. No, he's lovely. Everywhere's lovely, really, probably. Don't know. Jeez, Bob. Times changed, haven't they, guys? Don't know, everywhere's pretty much the same, equally as shit now, I think. You look smashing in that hat. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. It's my manky look. Never become manky. That's my advice to you, okay? Never be mangy or manky. Never be mangy or manky. Okay? Dallas, good to see you. Oh, Brian. Okay, you covered with my carcass covered in D. So, yeah, maybe that's why that I was thinking about that mummy had a metal thing on his willy. Maybe it's so they don't nick it. Yeah. Fuckers. Fuck off all that. Yeah, I'm going to have a cup of tea. Actually, I've got a cappuccino. It's probably really bad, but I can't be bothered cooking. It's too late. Anyway, I got sushi. Anyway, peace and love to you all. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Make sure to subscribe. Please, while you're there now, 448 of you, click like button. It's just hardly any effort whatsoever. Click the like button. Please. Now, do that for me. I don't ask for much. And get me out on this YouTube bollocks algorithm. My views are exactly the same as when I had 40,000 less subscribers. Should tell you something, guys. Something is really going on. Very annoying when you see dickwads like him fucking getting pushed. Night, Andy Suso. Just spreading lies and fucking misinformation with crap like that. Oh, Mactron, good. See you, my friend, as well. And Gainer, good to see you. Double flat thumbs to infinity thrice. Be good, as I said. And I'll see you in a day or three, okay? This has been Flatterday, early. And if you are like going to watch it on Flatterday, watch it again. Flatterday, pretend it's Flatterday. Easy to do, yeah? So it will be Flatterday. Ciao, brother. Ciao, 4Jacks. Ciao, Moage. You should check out Rumble. Oh, yes, time and that. I'm always busy. But yeah, I know. See how it goes. I got 4 channels on YouTube. I don't think I need more. Edgar. Kevin. Hild. Good to see you, lovely. There you are. And Cheech is in the house too. Flat thumbs. Double flat thumbs, Cheech, bruv. You just did the most Nazi I've ever seen. Mary, good to see. I always say that, don't I, Cheech? Double bubble. She's hitchhiking. Yeah, that's fucking wrong advertising, man. I almost froze my bollocks off in that ditch. I've never seen that being smoked, though. She told me how to live. But I can't do it because my brain is like a sieve. What? Jimmy Savile's coffin was welded shut and he was put under upright. He's put upright in 12-foot concrete. Something going on with that vibe, bitch. Definitely. Basically, so you can like excavate him or hack him out with a Kango hammer to go and check whether that fucker's down there. Because he's not, probably. Yeah. All of that Louis Theroux documentary, who's possibly his son, was like, you know, when him outing himself, it was all deliberate. It was all like choreographed. That's why he's on television. Do you think it was being aired to like get all them people in trouble? I don't fucking think so, guys. It was all like rolled out so he could fucking disappear. I noticed when Leon Britton died, right? He was all over the news like weeks before, like his face is all over the news. He's like, Leon Britton been done. He's the worst pedo ever, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, he's fucking dead. I was like, no shit, I knew that last week. I mean, I said he'd be dead next week. He just fucking disappeared. He got loads of money. That's what they do. Nerina 2, good night from Melbourne. Much love, Australia. We love you. Mark Lewis. I had a gold and I'm getting young. According to Neil Young. His name's Neil Young. Oh, I just worked that out. There's a code in Neil Young. XJ, Neil, and Young. Adrenochrome is the real thing. Oh, they definitely do that. They're on the chrome. They're on the chrome. Something going on with the blood as well. Probably you're drinking it wrong then. Let's drink poor people's blood and drink tramps' tears. That does shit like that. They would. Anyway. Much love, Miles. Anyway, that's me gone. See you soon. Be good. And subscribe to all Flat Earth British channels and my son, Welsh Dragon Metals. See us sail in the oceans, risking life and limb and stuff. It's a bit dramatic then. Philippines. Flat Fumz from Middle Earth, Philippines. Much love, Patrick. The Philippines. It's good, isn't it? Get everywhere from 4 corners of this earth. Chrome Dome. Ooh. Melich. Google Chrome. I know. They tell you in Google, don't they? And it's 666 on their symbol, even though it's like turned the other way. So anyway, no start to you, Melich. No start, everybody. Thank you for being here. That was a wonderful night. Enjoyed that. Peace and love.